Terminal 4.
Hello YouTube, sorry about the abrupt ending. We're heading out of space. It's 1:51 a.m. Tuesday, January 11th. Next stop, Terminal 3.
Please stand clear of the doors. Please hold on. This train is departing for Terminal 3. Our next stop is Terminal 3. Next stop, Terminal 3. Please hold on. We are approaching Terminal 3.
I see tracks.
Terminal 3. Next stop, Terminal 4.
Oh, I'm not going to Terminal 4. I was totally waiting for it to say next stop rental car center, but yeah, it wasn't.
This train is departing.
Oh, dang. So, as long as I'm over here, just kind of taking this route just to find out, well, first and foremost to find out if the SkyTrain goes all the way to the rental car center, which it doesn't yet, but as you can see, the tracks are there. At least this end of them are there. And boy, do they look clean and new. So this big space to the left where you can see that all those baggage cars being pulled by a little mini truck. In the space over there, that's where Terminal, and also where the tracks go across, that's where Terminal 2 used to be. Interestingly enough, the driveway where you would drop off and pick up passengers at Terminal 2 is still there. That's where you see that white car and that white car driving. So that used to be short-term parking, that parking structure, the double-decker parking structure that I'm looking at. That used to be parking, short-term parking for Terminal 2, and then directly across the street, not that vehicle, but you know, the street that's adjacent to it, which of course doesn't have much traffic on it because there's not a terminal there anymore. That used to be the access, the front of Terminal 2 faced that. So directly below me, where you see that covered parking, or that little awning there, that is the pathway that used to go from this SkyTrain station to Terminal 2. There used to be like a little shuttle cart where they take you from Terminal 3 to Terminal 2 because there was no plans to run the SkyTrain to Terminal 2. The plans were to eliminate, remodel and expand Terminal 3, which has been done. and then demolish Terminal 2 before extending the SkyTrain onto the rental car center, which is southeast of here. Anyway, that I'm still all zoomed in. That building there, that is actually Sky Harbor Operations. So when I was looking at the transit app, trying to think, you know, hey, how do I get to the Buckeye bus? You know, the way I remember it when I used transit a lot, say 15 years ago, was that the Buckeye bus came down Buckeye, came through the airport, went through Terminal 2, went through Terminal 3, went through Terminal 4, did the little U-turn ramp, and then went back through the terminals and then back out westbound on Buckeye. And by doing that, it provided service to all the terminals, and while not direct service, it provided bus service to downtown Phoenix. You could take the well, actually, it provided bus service going west on. Sorry, just thinking about how it used to be, and actually at that point in time, if memory serves, I believe the red line. Gosh, it has been so long since we're talking like Phoenix transit prior to the existence of the light rail, and the light rail largely replaced a bus that was known as the red line. At one point in time, there used to be what we called the easy lines, and there were 4 different ones that were designated by color. The red line being the busiest, and then also the blue line, the yellow line, and the green line. I'd like to explain that at some point in time. This is not the video for that, but suffice to say that the red line generally serviced what is now serviced by the light rail. And if memory serves, it used to go through the airport. That's really bugging me that I can't remember exactly where the red line went, because I used to ride that bus a lot. Anyway, but yeah, it used to be that the bus was, there were a few bus routes that went through the airport and stopped at every terminal. So you could get off a bus, go to a bus stop at the terminal and catch one of the various routes. And there were some that went into Tempe and some that went into Phoenix. And then the red line would take you directly to downtown Tempe or downtown Phoenix, depending on which way you went. And I think, as much as I can, I remember the red line doing that. Now I'm starting to have my doubts as to whether it went down Washington or went through the airport, and I honestly am fuzzy on that. So might have to do a little research and correct myself. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments section, and give me a link that shows me some actual routes, because I'm just trying to go from damaged memories from 15 years ago. Anyway, at this point in time, now that they have the SkyTrain, which connects so nicely, as you saw in my last video, and I've done several videos where I show it, which connects so nicely to the light rail at the 44th and Washington Street station, there really aren't any city buses that go into the airport anymore, except for one, and that is the Buckeye bus, which, for reasons that make no sense to me, only does a loop through terminal. Well, I want to say does a loop through Terminal 2. It shows it doing a loop through Terminal 2 in the transit app. As you can see, there no longer is a Terminal 2. So anyway, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this, but yeah, I'm going to, and probably going to get quiet, so I'm not too obnoxious while doing this, but I'm going to figure out how I get to the bus stop from here for the route. I forget the route number, but the route that goes down Buckeye Road, the Buckeye Road bus, because that's going to take me to my interview.
Terminal 2.
All right, well, that elevator comes out where I remember it coming out, to the walkway. Now it says Park and Walk and West Economy. Now, right where I just got out, which is interesting, because I kind of expected that to go into Terminal 3, and it didn't go into Terminal 3 at all. It just put me right out here on this walkway. When Terminal 2 was here, there used to be little like multi-passenger golf carts that went back and forth on this walkway. Obviously this walkway isn't going to know exactly where it went because that doesn't exist anymore, but let's see where this goes. I do expect this is going to take me to where the bus stop is for the Buckeye Road bus. So this isn't bad at all, to be honest. This is actually working out a lot easier than I thought it would be. Which of course begs the question, how do you get to the rental car center? I would imagine had I gone, instead of taking that elevator, had I gone and taken the escalators down out of that SkyTrain station, it would have taken me to a shuttle bus, which would take me to the rental car center. And I've used that shuttle bus before actually to get rental cars. So that's the way to get around the airport. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever seen anybody go through here on a skateboard before. So that's the entrance to Sky Harbor Operations. Vending machines conveniently located there. And off here to the left, that's where the walkway used to go. As you see, they're in the process of removing it, or maybe putting in new sidewalks or something. And wow, there's another person on a skateboard. Wild. Yeah, not 100% sure where I'm going at this point. But there is a sign that says pedestrian access, so I'm going that direction. This is the first time I've come down this way since Terminal 2 has been demolished. I really miss Terminal 2. There's a lot of just strong, I've got a lifetime of memories associated with Terminal 2. My parents split up when I was 5. My mother moved out of state when I was, I want to say 7 or 8. And from that point on, oh no, they're putting in definitely new walkways. Yeah, they're getting ready to put new walkways in, and this is definitely a new walkway connecting to that parking garage to make this easy for pedestrians. Anyway, I'm going to go this direction, even though I think I need to be more that direction to catch the bus. But I kind of feel like I'm walking where the old path to Terminal 2 was, although part of me feels like I would have actually been in Terminal 2 by now, especially since I'm opposite of that parking structure. And anyway, growing up, my mother moved to Wyoming, and suddenly I became one of those children that takes unaccompanied flights to do custody exchanges. Generally speaking, I had 4 of those a year. One at the beginning of summer vacation, one at the ending of summer vacation, and then every year it alternated, either Christmas or Easter break. Fly from my father's place to my mother's place. Father stayed here in Phoenix. Mother moved up to Wyoming. And then towards the end of 5th grade, and that's a really long story I'm not even going to go into.